Welcome, Sens Talk.
He scores! He bats it in! Tim Stutzler wins it for Ottawa! Victor Gray is going to put the finishing touches on an Ottawa win. See you later. Go Sens, go!
Sens win! The Sens win! The Sens win! 6-3 over the Boston Bruins, baby. Your Ottawa Senators have won 5 games in a row with a massive victory tonight over the Boston Bruins. Yet another massive victory against a team below us, looking at us from above and trying to scrap their way to where we are. But not tonight. Not tonight. Just like the other nights, the Ottawa Senators take care of business, and they make it 7 games in a row with at least a point going to this game. 5-0-1 in their last 6, now 6-0-1 in their last 7. A massive victory tonight over the Boston Bruins as Ottawa going to this game 5 points ahead of Boston. Now we're 7, baby. Now we're 7. And El Capitano, number 7, Brady Tkachuk, I'm sure is absolutely fired up to hear that. Going to this game, Boston, I mean, look, it's not like they were down and out per se. They've won their last 2, but before that, 1-9-2. They desperately needed the win tonight, at least a point, just to get themselves back in that conversation. Had a crazy, trade deadline as well. Bit of a retool on the fly going on there in Boston. Not really a fan of it. Should have probably kept Marsh on. As a Sens fan, I know you don't trade your captain when he wants to stay. Anyways, doesn't matter. Helps us out, and Ottawa takes care of business. 6-3 over the Boston Bruins. That first period, which we'll talk about when this electric Sens anthem comes to an end. Shout out to Danger Flutes. Was insane. I mean, an incredible first period. Right out of the gates, the Ottawa Senators came out flying. Linus Ullmark starts for Ottawa. Swayman for the Bruins. Let's have an incredible post-game recap, but let's wrap it up here. Ba-ba-ba. Best theme song in sports. My goodness. And I'm going to say it like I do every video. Bring it back full time. Thank you very much, Ottawa Senators organization. Sorry for the weird cut, by the way. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who nominated us for 4 different awards at the Faces Magazine Awards of 2025. We're up for 4 awards. That's Best YouTube Channel, Best Sports Podcast, Best Sports Reporter / Personality, and Best Blog. If you go to facesottawa.ca/awards, that's facesottawa.ca/awards. Vote for us today. You can vote for us literally for one more day. Voting closes tomorrow, so this is literally the final countdown. If you want to vote for us, we'd greatly appreciate it. Looking to make it 3 years in a row as Best YouTube Channel in Ottawa and back-to-back for Best Blog. So again, facesottawa.ca/awards. Vote for us. Greatly appreciate it. Now, let's get right back into a Sens win recap. So yeah, Ullmark starts tonight for the Ottawa Senators and Jeremy Swayman for the Boston Bruins. It's a friend versus friend showdown. Those are often the best, but in the first period of play, it was anything but goaltending. 4 minutes in, Ottawa gets it off hot and gets it going early. Shane Pinto rips one 5-hole through Swayman, and Ottawa leads 1-0, not even 5 minutes in. And Pinto, look at your screen, what a celebration. This guy can't keep his tongue in his mouth, and Ottawa leads 1-0. Great work from, it's a Mia Amadio, the ammo, Michael Amadio from behind the net to win the board battle there. And from that, he feeds really Greg in the cycle, and then Greg finds Pinto basically pivoting around the guy on top of the hash mark. He spins, shoots along the ice, and beats Swayman with a cheeky one to give Ottawa the 1-0 lead. Clearly a set play there from that line, who has been great as of late and continued that great play in this game like that. Ottawa, when they score first, 26-5-0. Looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. And then 6 minutes later, the Clev bomb. Oh, man. I spent like a few minutes in the last video praising Tyler Clevin. I don't know. He probably didn't watch that, but you know what? If he did, you're welcome, I guess. 2-0 Senators. The Clev bomb with the bomb as Ottawa leads by 2. Not even 15 minutes in. 10 minutes into the game. 2-0 Senators. Clevin with goals in back-to-back games. That's his 4th of the year. A nice shot, top shelf. Probably the nicest goal of the period. And Ottawa leads by 2. Nicholas Manapolo. Shout out to you, my friend. First NHL point, well-deserved. Long time coming. You had a first NHL point alert not too long ago. Goal was called back. Finally gets on the board here. So congratulations to Nicholas Manapolo. Somebody get him that puck. Holy cow. But a minute later, I mean, this first period was wild. It was back and forth. Mostly, for us, but a little bit of Boston. This is one of those. As unfortunately, a minute later, This is just a great execution from the Boston Bruins, to be very honest with you. Chabot and Jensen have the slot covered. They're literally right out front, where they need to be. No one's below the goal line behind the net. They're challenging Letteri, and he finds a hole and feeds Middlestat for a nice tap-in goal to bring the Boston Bruins within one. It's a 2-1 game. But you know what? The Ottawa Senators were not going to take no for an answer, especially in that first period of play. With a few minutes left in the period, what a play here from Brady Tkachuk. He splits away from the D. He's out front. You know how he does on the power play. He's always out front, screening the goaltender, creating chaos out front, doing what he does best. But he sneakily backs away from the defender, gets to the side of the net, and, the goalie, Swayman, gets right there when he gets the puck because he thinks he's going to shoot it. The defenders are obviously way behind the ball, right? Because, of course, Tkachuk already pivoted back there. And when they're moving to try to attack Tkachuk, lane's right open in the slot, right through the crease essentially, and it's Drake Batherson, the Drake. 3-1 Senators. Drake Batherson with his first goal in 11 games. And Ottawa leads by 2 yet again on an unreal pass from Brady Tkachuk. Again, a great play there. They kind of sneak away in his own little island and results in a goal for your Ottawa Senators. And then 22 seconds later, the Riddler, Riley Gregg, 4-1 Senators. A beautiful goal here for Riley Gregg, who's been so good ever signing that contract extension. My goodness, has he ever been so good. That offensive game continues to develop and develop and develop. And I already said it, that third line, again, tonight was fantastic. We already heard it with Amadio and Pinto getting in on the action earlier. But again, just seeing that third line and the bottom six again contribute is a great sign. But Gregg in particular, as I already said, since that contract extension, has been on another level. And what's most impressive to me about his game is the board work. You always see him winning the board battles and setting up plays. And that's exactly what you want from a young, hungry, middle six, third, fourth line guy, right? That's exactly what you want. He's hungry, he's skilled, and he's only getting better. And again, a great goal there for Riley Gregg to keep Ottawa up by now 3 after 20 minutes of play. It is 4-1 Senators, and the Sens fans are getting a little cheeky. They start chanting, Ullmark is better, Ullmark is better. I think I have to agree with that. Sorry, Jeremy Swayman. As Ottawa, after 20 minutes of play, leads by 4-1, and in shots 15-4. Ullmark with a 750 save percentage in that first period, and we'll talk about it in the Keefe Smoked Meats post-game notes. But what I will say with Ullmark is the stat line didn't really get any better, but my goodness, did the saves ever get any better. What a game for Linus Ullmark, and the stat line certainly doesn't give him justice. He was fantastic tonight. So we go to the second period of play, and Swayman's out, Korpisalo's in. That makes sense. It's basically a mercy pull for Swayman there. A couple of them, you probably want to save, but I mean, oof. They were all over Boston. You need to do something to kind of get the vibes going back in their way and get some good, kind of shift the momentum, right? Any way you can, and that's often how coaches do it. Change the goalie, and it works. 7 minutes later, Riley Gregg turns it over along the boards. This is one of those board battles he rarely loses, but he loses it here. And it results in the back of the net as the Bruins from the blue line take a shot. Pasternak out front tips it home. And the Bruins are back down only by 2. It's a 4-2 game. But not even 7 minutes later, the Ottawa Senators, I'm telling you, when the Bruins thought they had a chance, Ottawa squashed those chances right away. With 8 minutes left in the second period of play, Cozen with a tip off a Chabot shot from the point. It goes behind the net right to Drake Batherson. Bounces off the boards to the Drake. Second of the game, 5-2 Senators. Drake Batherson, a huge goal on a fortunate bounce. And the Sens lead by 3 yet again. Dylan Cozen with another point. He has points in all 4 of his Senators games so far in his young Sens career. We'll talk about him in the Keefe Smoke Meats post-game notes as well. What a night for the Cuzzy, Dylan Cozen, and for his landlord, right, Drake Batherson. Those two are getting hot with one another here. They make it 5-2 Senators. But again, the Boston Bruins, it's like a boxing match. You're getting the big jabs in, but you know what? The opponent you're facing, he's going to get a couple shots in there too, and a couple minutes later, well, there it is. The Bruins are down by 2 yet again. Manapalo is caught high, and that's just not great because, again, Cleven was in his right spot there, but Manapalo got caught a little too high, leaves that lane open, and, I'm not going to be able to pronounce the name, but the Bruins take a goal right back off the board to make it a 5-3 game. 2-goal difference yet again. I'm going to try to do it. Kustaninov. I apologize. I really do. I'm butchering it. Kustinov. Yeah, Kustinov. That sounds right. Let me know if in the comment section if I'm wrong. And hey, this is all about open transparency. A lot of people will cut this out. Not me. I keep it real. If I can't say the name, you know about it. So hey, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm only human. But yeah, so, that's not great because from the first goal of the period for the Bruins to this one, those were the two shots. So just like Ottawa in the third period against Philly the other night, where both goals were on the only shots they had in the third period. Same thing for Boston here. Until we'll talk about it in the final minute. Certainly a save happened there. But back-to-back goals, past Ullmark on back-to-back shots within a span of 10 minutes, basically. So not facing a lot of shots at this point. Literally 9 shots on goal at this point, 3 of which have went in. But everything turned around after this. Holy cow. We always talk about what was the save of the year. Stop talking about it. We just saw it. Holy cow. Linus Ullmark, have a day. What a glove save. Look at your screen. Probably the craziest glove save you will ever see. It reminds me of that incredible Marc-Andre Fleury save from a few years back. What a stop by the All-Dog, Linus Ullmark. The CTC gets on their feet. They're bowing. They're chanting his name. And well-deserved because, wow, what a save by Linus Ullmark. That changed the entire momentum of the game, and Ullmark would be very, very much so tested after that. The Bruins, obviously a pivotal game for them. They don't want to be, they're already 5 points out. Need this win to stay in that race. They're pushing deep in the third. They're really going hard. And Ullmark came clutch so many times there in that third period. Again, we'll talk about it in the Keith Smoke Meats post-game notes. But again, with Ullmark, the stat line does not do him justice for how well he played today. So we go to the third period of play. Ottawa in 26 games when leading going to the third have won 24 of them. They are 24-1-1. Looking pretty good. And let's just fast forward to nearly the end of the game because Ottawa, they pushed a little bit, but it was really Boston there in the third period, to be honest with you. Ottawa was just playing a little safer than they were in the first 2 periods. This would have been incredible. Linus Ullmark went for the empty net goal with a couple minutes left. I needed that. That would have fed families for years. Oh, I needed that. Oh, that's too bad. But I'm so fired up that he even went for it. He scored a goal, remember, with Boston, right? A couple years back. So, oh man, that's all I want to see in my life. A goalie goal in your Ottawa Senators. That'd be so sick. But luckily we get a goal anyways. It's Claude Giroux into the empty net as your Sens win 6-3 over the Boston Bruins. We want playoffs, baby. We want the playoffs. And so do the fans at the CTC. They certainly want the playoffs. They started those chants. What a game. What a win. What a moment. 5 wins in a row for your Ottawa Senators as they take down the Bruins 6-3. Wow. Now, before we get into the post-game notes, I just want to say Sens Talk is brought to you by Keith Smoke Meats. We're proud to announce this new partnership with an incredible local brand, the best smoked meat in Ottawa, by the way. During a process that takes over 150 hours while using the highest grade beef, they smoke their meat on top of a mix of Southern American charcoal and Keith's signature flavored wood chips, leaving you with a savory Montreal-style inspired smoked meat. Holy mother of goodness. I've had this before. It's so delicious. My family comes from Montreal. I know a thing or two about smoked meat. This is delicio. This is beautiful. This is fantastic. And the best part of it all, getting it is so easy. Just go to keithsmokemeats.com. That's keithsmokemeats.com. Look at your screen right now. You'll see it there. To find the smoked meat package that works best for you, press order, and guess what? Once you're done that, it'll be right to your door, delivered right to you. So check out keithsmokemeats.com for the best tasting smoked meat experience in Ottawa today. Again, keithsmokemeats.com. Check it out. You will certainly not regret it. My goodness. The best stuff in the city for sure. Now let's get to the post-game notes brought to you by Keith Smoke Meats. So Drake Batherson today, I'm just going to pull up the stats here because shout out to Trent Reynard, our fantastic mathematician, our stats guy. He calls himself a stats nerd. Probably the best one in the world, to be honest with you. I wouldn't call him a nerd, but he's certainly the best stats guy. And if you look at your screen right now, look at the graphic here. Great night for Batherson. 3-point night, 2-goal game, 4 hits, and a fantastic advanced stat night for him as well. Look at the expected goals and the scoring chances for. He was all over it in the offensive zone, and it really shows, of course, in the final product of his game tonight. So kudos to Drake Batherson, who really needed a big game like this. Again, his first goal in 11 games tonight. So having a 3-point night, including a 2-goal game, should be huge for his confidence. Now, speaking of confidence, Dylan Cozen, what a 4-game debut for the Ottawa Senators here. 4 points in all 4 games, 2 goals as well, 15 scoring chances, 20 hits, and a Corsi for percentage that's nearly 60%. I mean, this could not have worked out any better for the Ottawa Senators so far. So good, because he's fitting in so well here, and just got to hope that continues. And again, Ottawa is clear of Columbus now by 5 points. So, I mean, Ottawa has to lose a few here in a row just to fall out of a playoff spot. Now, it's possible. It is certainly possible. I'm not going to jump, whatever the hell it's called. I'm not going to jump the gun, right? I'm not going to put the cart ahead of the horse. Still a lot of ways to go. But if you look at and project kind of the standings and where the playoff teams are going to be at the end, 90 to 92 points, Ottawa can literally go just below 500 at like 8-9-1. I guess now 7-8-1 or whatever after this game. And they can still make the playoffs technically at 90 to 92 points. So, again, one of the easiest schedules left. 9 out of the last 10 games at home. No excuses. We control our own fate. We control our destiny. And my goodness, do you feel it, Ottawa? Because I certainly do. Oh, we're so close. 92% chance of making the playoffs now with the win tonight. And, again, we're clear of, that playoff line by 5 points right now. We've won 5 in a row. We're 6-0-1 in our last 7-game point streak as well. And we are only 4 points behind Tampa for third. First round matchup against the Toronto Maple Leafs, anyone? I'm certainly not complaining. We'll see what happens, but oh my goodness. Speaking of the Toronto Maple Leafs, next game is against the Toronto Maple Leafs this Saturday in Toronto. Now, I do have a family event. I will be in Montreal, but I do believe I'll be back late in the afternoon, evening time, so there should be a video out Saturday night, so be on the lookout for that. It might just be a little shorter of a video, like a handheld, but regardless, you will see me here to recap that one for sure. But yeah, what a win tonight for your Ottawa Senators. That is points in 7 in a row and a 5-game point streak. 5 games, 10 points. Let's keep it going, boys. Let's go, Senators. And again, let me know what you think in the comment section down below as always. I'll see you all soon. Go Sens, go.